Hello, peoples. This right here is another update of my DW1 video game that I'm working on currently. I'm going to walk you guys through a few minor tweaks that I made to this. As I previously stated in the discussion section, or rather the discussion section of my channel, I went back and tweaked all of my spriting. I needed to upgrade them because I honestly didn't like them. I basically took the high res variations and shrunk them down to a respectable size, but at the same time, I found that there's more detail when you do it that way. So it's the results are pretty good. Other than that, I'll walk around and show you guys like just various things that I've been tweaking, and there's little tidbits and things that'll probably stand out to you guys that have been following the updates closely. One thing, for instance, is as you can see for the smaller spriting, it's the high res sprites, but they're shrunk down. So essentially, they're low res like they were before, but you know, it's more quality to the spriting, and I like the consistency that it has too. As you can see, the high res are still high res. I did minor tweaks to the sizing, and I did a few blurring effects on certain portions of the protagonist for reasons. Other than that, there's a plethora of monsters that I had to overhaul because this is the look I want essentially. I want the anime. This is the minimum as far as detail goes for my artwork in this game. Head tracking, I love head tracking. I'm going to apply that head tracking technique to everything in this. As you can see, not much has changed. The monsters now, when they follow you, they actually face you before they start walking. But in most cases, I still have a few bugs where they don't face you, but that's more of a AI thing that I programmed into it, where they their personalities can kick in from time to time, and they'll pay attention elsewhere. Other than that, I want items in the stages for your monsters to interact with, and etc. I'm going to switch my character real quick just to show you guys another rookie and show you guys the just more of the minimum of what I want for my spriting to be. This right here is my all-time favorite, not protagonist, but my favorite monster, which is Imp Monster, and this is essentially the one that I talked about in my one of my first updates actually, and he's the one that turns into basically Satan with pistols. And yeah, this for this spriting overhaul, what I wanted to do was basically make the monsters seem bigger as they stand next to the protagonist, when of course in the zoomed out world map, because I think it's important when you get to portions of this RPG where you have to fight. I don't know about you guys, but like, I don't think a monster that's a third of my size can really protect me from anything. So I kept it accurate to the shows and whatnot as far as the sizing goes, but I made it more intimidating. As you guys can see, I still have the random NPCs that will pop up out of nowhere depending on your protagonist or just the timing of the game, to request random things. I think that's important. One of my peeves has been in the shows, for instance, you've had certain monsters like the Agu monster or the Pata monster and etc. that were essentially specifically created for certain children. Well, I wanted to do it. I wanted to tweak this, and
So, you need a sirloin. Here.
I'm sorry, I had to be quiet for a second so you can hear his voice acting. I tweaked that also. That Western cowboy, that basically Clint Eastwood voice, that he had previously, the vegetable monster up there, it wasn't right. His evolution following that version that we just saw has that Clint Eastwood voice, which I appropriately plugged into the character when you get him. As you can see, I still have my fighting system. I'm not gonna spend any time fighting because right now the focus of this update is to show you guys. I want you to see the evolution process that I've integrated into this, as far as the NPCs goes. Not for your buddy here. And aside from that, if you look at the discipline happiness meter on the bottom right, you'll notice there's a blue face by the discipline. Yeah, I went back and I tweaked those bars. If I haven't stated this previously in any other video, I went back and tweaked those happiness, discipline, and sleep meters, so that depending on your monster's mood, or if you're in a shitty area of the game, it'll alter the face. I just picked up a rain plant. Well, the rain plant in a previous game on PS1, it basically gave you MP or some shit like that, which I wasn't digging. I think you need more purpose for that item than that, because that's what the floppy disk or the items you buy from the store are for. So I changed the purpose of the rain plant. Hopefully the purpose that I utilize it for will suffice in this I guess remake that I'm doing. Now the rain plant, it applies to the vegetable monster that gives you your food, but you can't just go up to them and use it on them at any time. As you can see, the fighting meter on the top left, it goes away automatically. So don't worry about that becoming a nuisance or anything. If like you want to go talk to an NPC, but you're still in like battle mode or whatever, just wait.
What? You want sirloins? What?
As you can see,
What? You want
you can't just use it on the vegetable monster. You have to wait until the appropriate time, which is when the food regrows. I did that for a reason, because, well, given that time, you can restock. So that's just for me, it's the appropriate time to evolve the character. I doubled up on trying to walk by this guard because I wanted just to show you guys that it repeats or whatever. Just little things that I want to point out to you guys. We covered head tracking, my respriting. I overhauled everything.
I forgot the guardian monster now guards our city. I will add you
Well,
to our
you know what?
records.
Let's get crazy. The thing that I wanted to overhaul myself, something I wanted to add rather myself, was evolutions. I think in the show the evolutions stop at Mega and Mega Ultimate, at least here in the US. Well, there's a plethora of other ways that you can evolve, like DNAs, armor evolutions. There's actually a list of things that you could do. I actually think there's fusion. Yeah, you could even fuse monsters. So because of that, that opens the gateway for me to invent a ridiculous amount of basically a ridiculous amount of variations for each monster, to be honest with you guys. And that's what I plan to do. Like, I'm going to invent as much as I can, and hopefully it's to you guys' taste. I'm not sure what everyone likes or whatnot, but I try to research and make everything as authentic as possible. So right here's the bank, same old bank. Voice acting has been tweaked a little bit. You can't talk to the bank teller unless you have money. That's just how he rolls. I'll talk to this guy and get some money from him.
Here are some free items and dollars to test your account with.
The voices are different now. Some of them have very high-pitched voices ranging to deeper.
I'll store this.
Why, hello.
I thought that was important too. I'm doing that with everything in my world too, or rather I have done it. If you see the same monster again, he will at least be a different shade of that monster, or he will have a different voice, and or both, which is what I'm aiming for. As I discussed with you guys earlier, this imp monster that I currently have, he has no discipline, which means you can't really give him anything. The good thing about him is he rarely gets hungry, and he's extremely powerful. That's because he's a secretive character, so he's not somebody you just come across. As you can see, whenever your food's out of stock, you walk right through this dude. That opposing, you can still talk to him, but you just walk right through him.
What? You want sirloin?
For me, it's like a fast way to tell yourself if your food is ready or not. Like whenever I want to check to see if I have meats in stock, I walk up to them, and if I go through them, that's cool. I don't even have to speak to them. I'll just walk away. This is me showing you that you can interact with basically everything in the world. I'm going to walk around and show you guys that I've overhauled sprites like crazy. Yeah, that used to be a skull mirror mine, which is, if you're not familiar with it, it was the evolution of that fire man over there. I tweaked it and found the appropriate sprites and put it in. This is the jukebox. I'm just showing you guys that the jukebox is the same. I did take out the unnecessary songs and the crazy names and stuff, and just showing you guys that I cleaned it up, so it's more professional, for lack of a better term. I've been meaning to tweak that clock in the future, but I like the digits for the clock, opposing to the old school 2-hand clock. Edamon is still Edamon. He has a very complex storyline that I have completed already and integrated into the game here. So yeah, that should be pretty neat, being able to go inside of his house and see all the characters he's related to. By his door at his treehouse, there's a mine or a mine monster. I overhauled that sprite too, and I used the high definition sprite that I have for him, so he looks like the anime character. And it's a far out sprite for now when you first meet him, but actually when you go inside of the treehouse, it zooms in and it shows you what the HD variation looks like, which is really cool. For this bridge, I've been struggling, or rather I've been having an inner turmoil as to whether or not to use the HD sprites for this part of the stage or the smaller ones, because the scaling of the bridge and the vending machine are confusing me. So probably in the future I may blow that sprite up to a bigger size, or I might have to go back and actually invent another scale for all of my sprites just for that stage. It's not a big whoop, because if I rescale the sprites for that stage, I'm sure I'll come across another stage that scale wise irks me, and I'll be able to utilize it for. As far as the city goes, everything alters, like from the restaurant to the Gigi Monster's house to the shop, the everything, the Berger transport, everything alters. So depending on what you do in your story, your city could be amazing. I've already gone through and done research and found all the things that would properly apply to it. This is me showing you the shop, and that I took that background off of the shop for a reason. In the previous update, when you go to the shop, it zooms in and it shows you what's behind the NPC there, but it's up close. I had to take that background out because I plan to give you a plethora of different shop cashiers at your shop, and also for other reasons. So I didn't mind the downgrade. I considered it a downgrade because I actually think that background was kind of neat, but it's not a big whoop because you get new characters now. This is me showing you that it's still not time for me to talk to this guy.
What? You want?
Um, when I do evolve that guy, you will hear his voice and how he sounds like he has a Western accent, which is really cool. As you guys are about to see, some of my sprites are just amazing. Like I want detail, detail, detail. My layering, I'm trying to do everything by the book because I know there are some creators out there or other people out there, even though you may not have artistic talent, there are people out there who might criticize my work and try to downplay it because of technical aspects. So I am trying my best to make sure this is as proficient and as clear as possible. That Bakamon or the Baka monster, or rather the ghost in the middle of the city, you can't really stop and talk to him unless you have the same monster. But he makes noises at you. That koala monster or the fish in that chair up there, he has an Australian accent, a really cool voice, which I'll cover later.
I haven't seen you since the sanctuary. How are you?
This is me showing you guys the variation when you talk to the angel monster.
I am relieved to hear that.
Depending on your response to him, his response will change accordingly, which I thought was really important for as far as talking.
I haven't seen you. That is unfortunate. I haven't.
See, little things like that for me makes everything, not just games, makes everything more interesting. I want complex voice acting for all of my NPCs. I want them to change what they say and what they do depending on you. Screw it. Let's just show you guys the evolution of that vegetable monster so you can see the voice change first and just how a public evolution looks. Simple, right? Yep, now he's in ultimate form, which is a red veggie monster. It's just beautiful. Look gorgeous.
What? So you want a sirloin? Yeah.
Voila. For the people who are nostalgic, or rather liked that voice that he had previously, you now have to earn it. You will have to evolve this character first before you get it, fortunately, which is not bad. It's more voice acting. But that's all I have for this update. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe to track my future releases, and have a good day.